Tonight I'm out with Max and Rex. I'm on the Harvoo, Max is on his DIY board, Rex is on his boosted board. The road is wet. If you're wondering about my headlights, they are from Backfire, but this video is not about the Backfire, this is about the Harvoo. Harvoo! The battery I think is a 5 amp hour battery. I'm not totally sure, but I'll put the correct specs on the screen. The ESC, it's using this remote. You know, same as the Wildgo, same as the own board, and a bunch of other boards today. Really good, precise controls. So it doesn't have smart turn on. Let's see, the wheels are 83 millimeters, so they're more on the small side. Some people might prefer that.
Let's take a look at how Harvoo keeps water out of the battery and ESC enclosures. As you can see here, the battery and wires are protected under a lid. If water should somehow enter the enclosure and through the tiny gap along the lid, it ends up in this gutter. There's another wall surrounding the battery and wires. That wall and the lid form a gasket around the battery. While we're looking at the battery, let's compare its shape with some of the competition's. You can see here that Harvoo's battery cells are arranged differently from what we commonly see in other electric skateboards. They've made it wider but thinner so that the enclosure appears less bulky and the board can have a lower center of gravity. Let's now take a look at the enclosure for the ESC. The ESC unit itself is already very water resistant, but like the battery, it's also protected by a lid with a gasket design. I also like that the wires are clamped down and very well organized.
So this is the bund. That's water over there. Battery change, swappable batteries. We have now left the bund and we're looking for a place to recharge our boards. Although, I don't really have to recharge them. I'm at full throttle, but this doesn't feel that fast. I don't know if it's because I'm already experiencing voltage sag or what. Yeah, I don't know how fast I'm going, but I don't think they're even going at full speed, but I can't catch up. The boosted board is out of power. So I think Max is pulling him. So the other night when I was doing the range test for the Harvoo, wasn't actually doing a range test, I was just kind of riding around with my friends, but I was measuring the range. But when we went to Burger King, I paused the app, and then when I went to resume the app had stopped, so I had to restart the app and the data was lost. So I'm going to do another range test, and in addition I'll also do a speed test for this board. Another thing I want to check is what the battery sag is like, because last time I'm pretty sure I got very noticeable voltage sag with more than 50% of the battery left. But I talked to Alec from Harvoo and he said that another guy is trying the board also and the other guy doesn't get any voltage sag. So I'm gonna find out if I still get voltage sag today. But before we do all that, let me show you the board. So this is the Harvoo board. I'm not a fan of this logo and this grip tape design. I mean, these lines, they're not even they're not even lined up with the board. It just kind of bothers me. These hub motors, pretty interesting. I mean, I've never seen hub motors like these. I don't know if they're the only company that uses these, or maybe they make them. I don't know, but I don't think I've seen them on other boards. But these urethane, they are swappable. This board came with these two lights. Okay, I don't know if you hear a lot of wind, but it's like super windy right now. And these enclosures, let me close that up. I've never seen these enclosures before. I think these are probably their own, which means they made their own molds, which is pretty unusual for a budget board, or at least not common anyway. Here's a heat sink. Yeah, that's about it. This battery is I forget, but I don't know. I have to look it up. Okay, let's do that speed test now. I'm gonna go that way, but it's really windy, so I'm gonna go that way and then I'll come back in this direction also. I'll do it twice. I'm gonna measure the range using the Ride app, and I'm gonna measure the speed using the Speedometer app. Whoa, something just fell over. It's really windy right now. But anyway, I'm gonna do the test once in this direction and then once in the opposite direction. Okay, here it goes. Okay, so oh, that's a lot of wind. That's a lot of wind. So the weather today is 31 degrees Celsius, and my weight is 70 kilograms. That's so much wind. Oh geez. Okay, I think that's enough. Gonna brake now. Braking, gotta be careful with braking. I mean, I don't know if it's slippery or what. 35 kilometers per hour according to the Speedometer app. Alright, and now I'm gonna go once in the other direction. Here we go. Whoa, here we go. Sorry, I was on a rock. Here we go. Okay. Going in this direction should give me a higher top speed because the wind is now behind me. I wish that lady would move. Get out of the way. Okay, I'm gonna brake. Yeah, normally you wouldn't brake like this anyway. Normally you would brake kind of gently, but if you brake hard, just be aware that the board might slide a little bit. It might depend on what kind of surface you're on also, but yeah, it was sliding just a little bit. But let's check out the number now. 37 kilometers per hour going this way. Okay, so it's probably like, it was 35 going that way and 37 going this way, so average, I guess, 36. So what I'm gonna do now is just gonna ride around and use the Ride app to measure the range. I'm also once it's down to about 50% power, I'm also gonna do a speed test again to see what the voltage sag is like. I'm also gonna, there's an incline over there. It's not a very high incline. It's not good to do like a hill test, but I'll just ride over there and just see what it's like. Okay, there's the incline. Let's do a very pathetic incline test. It's not even worth it. I mean, okay, I know you can't see it, but my app says the incline here is only 5 degrees. Or 4 degrees actually. Yeah, I can go up a 4-degree incline. Whoop-de-doo. The motors are supposed to be 600 watts each. So that's supposed to be helpful for hills. That's so much wind! Woohoo! The wheels are 83 millimeters. So compared to a lot of the competition, it's more on the small side. Maybe it's good, maybe it's not, I don't know. Depends on your preference. Supposedly, smaller wheels accelerate faster and should be more maneuverable. So, speaking of acceleration, I can't really tell, like without comparing it side by side with another board, I can't really tell if it's faster or slower than any other board. They're pretty similar. It's hard riding in the wind. So much wind. The battery indicator now shows just 2 lights. See? 2 lights. So I guess that's about 50% power. I've gone 7.7 kilometers so far. I'm now gonna do another speed test. Yeah, that's a lot of wind. Okay, I think that's enough. Full brakes. Whoa! Whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah, when you brake gently. I kind of fishtailed a bit there. 35. Oh, that's weird. So no voltage sag. Huh. I do feel like it's accelerating slower than before, but it could just be in my head. Alright, I'm gonna brake gently this time. Okay, now let's check the numbers again. 35. Okay, I'm just gonna use up the battery now and see what range I get. Maybe I can do the incline test here, even though it's really short. Let's try this one. Okay, it says 28 degrees. That's way too much, dude. Let's look at this one. It's like 14, 14.5. Let's just try both and see what happens. This is a bad idea. Okay, 28 degrees. I don't know what percentage that is. Let me try without me standing on it. Why is a kid hanging around me? Okay, let's try the other one now. 15 degrees incline. No, I don't think it works. Let me try it again. Nope. No, it doesn't go up 15 degrees. I'm now down to a single light on the remote. I don't know if that means 25% or if it means less than that. Oh, by the way, I'm turning around using the kicktail. By the way, I've gone 12.6 kilometers so far. There's no point in doing the speed test really, because if there's voltage sag right now, that doesn't really mean much. I mean, it's almost out of battery. This is definitely slower, the acceleration. This time there's no wind, or now there's wind. But again, it's low on power now, so it doesn't really mean anything. 35. You know what, I'm not even going to test the other way because it's pretty good. So no noticeable drop in top speed, even down to, well, now it's 1 light and 1 flashing light. Whatever. The battery life on this final light is lasting a really long time. I was heading toward the metro station and I feel like it still has power, so I just kept on going. Yeah, I still feel like I still have plenty of power. I mean, not as fast as before, but it's still doing fine. That is super, super uncomfortable, but there's so much construction over there that I have to ride here. Ah, that was a terrible massage. I'm almost home. This is downtown Jing'an. So because I'm in downtown Jing'an, I gotta start watching out for the police again. But why am I still going? This thing has... I should be out of range by now. I'm still on the last light. Okay, oh, the last light is blinking now. But I'm still getting a decent speed. Like, this is not super slow. Let me just ride around a bit more. Someplace with like less cops. Okay, let's just see how fast I'm going. 15 kilometers, oh, no, hold on. Oh, I gotta brake. Actually, it does feel pretty slow now. Earlier it was okay. Well, I might just call it a day now. I'm getting, okay, 15, 16, 17, no, 5, what the hell? Well, I guess GPS can't be that accurate when you're going so slow. It's like jumping between 5 and 15. I have no idea how fast I'm going. It says 10 now. But, well, because that light is flashing already, I'm gonna end it here. 20.4 kilometers. Yeah, 20.4 kilometers. Pretty decent, especially considering that I was going at full speed or close to full speed most of the time. Full speed would be about 35 kilometers per hour. I was going around 30, 31, 32. So, for most of the time, not the entire time. When I was down to the last light, I was riding in traffic, so I was going slower. But yeah, I think it's pretty good, 20 kilometers.